to latch onto here in this last game, because without that game, things were looking very dire indeed for them this weekend.
There's the FNCS Global's last chance qualifier that's coming up on August 14th for over any duos who have counted themselves out. They don't have to count themselves out of Globals yet, but we'll be talking about who looks likely to make it to Belgium after the break.
Blue. Flip goal, man. Pico, pico. Pico, pico.
That the competition shifts. We confirm a champion or we see the unexpected happen, and we basically saw both potentially in game 11 to Carter. The question now is so they came out of it unscathed to Carter, but things could happen in game 12, you never know.
Anything could happen. We broke it down. It is mathematically possible. It's not going to be easy, but it is possible. A huge round of applause to Sky and Scroll. They have been playing out of their minds. They won Major 1. Tragic end to the summit, but they're back in business once again here in Major 2. You can see how well they're playing. Even in those final moments, the difference I see is Major 1, they were playing flawlessly, right? But also there was a lot of solo clutch points. And as I'm speaking, we're looking at a solo clutch. But throughout this second major, I feel like the chemistry has been higher. We've seen the
Spider-Man.
He's not bad now. And to be honest, realistically, yeah, 30 win. And Sky Scotland get any points. That is a pipe dream, but you never know, I suppose.
Well, they lost Summer after taking an unwise fight off Spawn that they didn't necessarily have to take, and so they've learned from it. They've moved forward. I can't wait to see what happens for them in Game 12. And I'm also really excited for Kami and Hari. They have confirmed their spot at the Global Championships now after disappointment in Dusseldorf, and it's really exciting to see Hari in particular. He is an endgame insurance policy for this duo, always picking up huge eliminations when he makes it to the final moments, Mini Miner.
Yeah, and sort of at the beginning of this this sort of season, I suppose, you have to say is that Hari and Kami, the big question was, how are they going to do this season? They really need to qualify for those global championships because I've always said, Kami is that sort of land goat. He's that player that just shows up on land, and here in the grand finals as well, showing up. You mentioned it right there. From him this weekend.
Hola.
Really excited
Hello.
to see not just what Kami can do on that global championship stage yet again, but also what he can do
Are you Vector?
Hari, because he has really showed up this weekend to Carter and just showed up beyond probably a lot of people's expectations.
yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Ja. Ja, iemand die pakt me in. Hallo.
Which we love to see, kind of being a bit more comfortable higher up in that qualifying range, but they're not comfortable enough where the nerves aren't going to be there going into Game 12. But every single duo on that second page that we looked at has a chance to qualify, but also a chance, Mini, to drop out.
Yeah, something that I spoke about going into this game about that sort of second page was because it was so wide open now, and of course, you know, there's a lot more of a disparity between sort of 11th and 20th. Is that the teams that want to qualify for the Global Championship, which of course a lot of those teams, they need to make the most of these last two games, and Rax and Yanis definitely did that. I mean, it wasn't the best game ever for them, it wasn't an absolutely perfect game for them, but an 8th place with 7 eliminations really, really puts them in contention right now. A team that weren't on that standings, though, a team that weren't in that second page and are not on the screen right now, it is Mr. Savage, and of course, truly, they had a pretty...
Just some of the names outside of the range right now. Fringe, Volko, Mr. Savage,
concerned, Levin. Maybe you want to chalk it up to it just being for the content, but we are going to need to see some big performances here in Game 12. And they're not the only ones trying to seek out that global qualification spot. They don't want to have to try and bear their way through that last chance qualifier. It is just going to be absolutely ballistic on that side of the pond. So obviously here, Game 12, time to get the job done. So let's see it.
So much talent currently sits outside of our Global's qualification threshold. And that means just one thing. This game is about to get wicked. We are about to see so many different duels doing everything in their power. Before we get to Globals though, let's take one last look at our major champions here. Sky and Scroll will land that frost.
Estoy aquí, ¿te acuerdas?
Going to be, they try to kick things off here. Prizing still on the line. After all, Sharkantini on the other hand though, they have admitted defeat. Sky and Scroll have already taken to social media. It is just way too big of an ask to expect for anybody to actually be a Fortnite, and they will not be shaken this early on in Game 12. Managed to win it. You can see where exactly things might have gone south entirely. Left went a little bit further there.
That will be Maldus and Lyrics hogging in the 49th place this weekend. Sharkantini. I mean, look, we have to talk and give them their props. They tried their hardest and they made things fun towards the end. But when you're playing against one of the best duos in Fortnite history, it's always going to be a tough task.
Imagine they get close though. Just start to make them a little bit worried. You know, something like 20 eliminations. You might start to raise an eyebrow or two. You see Sharkantini on the move like that.
They realize I was commentating with Boop here, mate. They are not dropping 20 in
What
it.
Toto?
This is not
Donatello?
happening.
This is EU after all, so. Actually, true facts. But Asa, Turtle, really trying to bring things back. And for these two, trying to make sure that they stay inside of that threshold, getting their qualification spot to Belgium. Nebs and Nathan, on the other hand, they're trying to work their way in, and they are going to need a very sound.
Ay.
And they often win most of the fights.
No.
And so if you are a team
Oh.
who is trying to qualify for the global championships, or trying
Did
to
you
hold on
talk to me?
to your spot
Game
to
O?
qualify, this is the worst
Sir,
thing you can
I
do.
don't hear you.
And Tidy will go down. And they came into this game in 8th. And I think they should be able to hold on. Teams who were in global qualification spots have gone down without us noticing, just with how many players have been falling. I mean, there must be a couple of them who are already out of it and just holding on. Scotland's playing a bit of keepy uppies. GG, well played. Look. Clicks, fans, rise. Clicks, fans, rise. And look, supporting that boy, I guess. Look, one thing we have to say on Sharkantini, on Sky and Scroll, before we really start to lock into the global spots, is this is one of the best duos ever. To back-to-back EU majors, nobody's done it since 2021. It hasn't felt doable for a long time. We've seen some all-time great performances, Taco. But I think what really solidifies Sky and Scroll to me, no mythics, no medallions, no gimmicks, no broken POIs, just pure Fortnite excellence at a level that we have not seen. Two of the most complete players we have ever seen touch this game. They can do it all. I think the only comparison I've really seen people make, Taco, as far as the all-time greats and people in their primes, when it comes to just this level of perfect Fortnite, is Cammy and Seti from way back in the day, which is a fair comparison. But even then, you'd have to make the argument that these guys can fight in a way that maybe Cammy and Seti, even at their best, couldn't. And that really is what makes these guys such a scary prospect going into globals. And when you Finished. They have to make this game count. They can't afford any slip-ups, any mistakes.
What also just makes that so tough too for a duo like Pink and Haris is that even Pink himself at one point has said, I've never invested more of myself. I've never given my all to something and not had it come back with some metric of success. And yet his recent tourneys in Fortnite have all just been devastating defeats, one after the next. So this could be a very big changing point for Pink's career, because to overcome that type of failure time and time again and then still manage to pull yourself into a position where you can say, yes, I've still got it, it's got to be one of the best feelings to accomplish as a player, and he's right there on the cusp of doing so in this competition.
Absolutely. Not the only one though that is close to doing it. Izzy and Nosif on our screens were another team who were going into this game outside and so need a big performance, but they're already a great example of a duo that has had such a fantastic comeback so far in day 2, but needs to do just a bit more. Teeny and Shark on our screens now, going up against Sky and Scroll. A little too late, lads. But boy, this would have been. I mean, yeah, maybe, but at what cost, man? What would we really be achieving here? Nothing that would change the standings rapidly at the top.
Just Max and Shark turning it in his favor, just like that. Despite losing Teeny, you can never just run at Shark, and that is a perfect example of why he is one of the most feared fraggers on this region.
Let's run this one back. Oh my goodness, that first pump was disgusting. And then he's just toying, playing with his food here. And a Mongrel classic to close it out. Shark showcasing, highlighting why he is so rated. But as Shark rotates in here as a solo, I do want to take the time, Taco, to pick up Teeny. For all the praise Shark gets as being the best in EU, the best fragger, the talent that's going to compete with Peter and be the greatest. Teeny in this brands has been phenomenal. He has kept up and actually just led the duo all throughout the weekend. In the big moments when they've needed bigger limbs, Teeny has gotten the job done. When they've needed clutches, Teeny has gotten the job done. And he's given the space and the room for your young Shark to find his footing in this Grands. And I think it just speaks to his level, his greatness. Over in NA, I think we've seen Curve being so impressive as a controller playing, pushing the boundaries of what
and Turtle. Time is running out here for these two. Also can't afford to hold these walls any longer. The lobby focus just too detrimental. You have to remember, that is a team that was right at placement 17 heading into this final lobby. So their spot at the Belgium might just be up for grabs. It all depends on how the rest of this lobby plays out, but just forced to sit and watch. It's a tough place to be in.
Yeah, as this lobby starts to close out, our focus switches away and onto those teams who need the qualification for the Global Championships. For Astro and Turtle to go down, that is heartbreaking. They have really tried their hardest to get themselves back into contention today. They've had some excellent games. I mean, an 8th place, a 2nd place, and 2-6. You've seen them on height trying to fight for it, but it's just not been enough to secure them solidly.
Hello?
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 Who are you?
Hello?
Hello?
What? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Probably the only thing
Hello?
missing right now from Sky and
Hello.
Squirrel's
You from
performance
Poland?
level is just
No, I am from Spain. And you?
Oh, Poland.
What?
Poland. From
Poland. Okay,
my-
okay. Understand it.
Oh no! Oh,
overhead right now. Volko cringe, not going to be able to escape the sights of Zynox. Is now
Okay.
outside, a little bit more scrappy. Noah Riley won't be able to face up to it. Just too many players standing in his path. They'll be eliminated.
What the
Big
hell?
Martin
What
also
the shit?
looking to try and cement themselves
What the hell was? In the screen? In the match?
They'll have to be very
No.
cautious as they make
Where?
their way across here now. Giannis and Rex have done a great job too.
I
Just playing
see the TV too.
recoveries. Inox actually
Oh,
cleared out Chaps and
thank you.
Flixie. A little bit of a power position. So they wait for an opportunity to strike, but Giannis and Rex making their
Moment.
move towards front side.
I
They play it for himself, essentially, but Rex and Giannis doing a great job of staying next to each other.
I don't know who what button I have to press to do this.
Oh.
I do it with the mouse,
Okay.
but I'm playing with the controller, PS4
Okay.
controller.
Okay, okay.
Can't be Nebs and Nathan's story if they want to be back on that global stage. We need to see the Nebs and Nathan we have seen all throughout this season in divisional cups and all.
No time to buckle here. Nebs and Nathan have just got to be concise with every single move they make. Take their time,
Some wars.
really try and see whether or not they can find
Final one.
inside the mid-round. Want to stay one layer above ultimate low. They know that's very likely where Sky and Scroll are going to be operating, but Sky and Scroll met with problems of their
Okay. Oh. Oh no, 6-7. Six, seven. Oh no!
globals.
Yeah, these guys have the benefit of some of those teams in the qualification spots have gone down and they don't have a chance to fend off their own leads. And so Nebs and Nathan, if they can start to add a couple more limbs to the tally and continue to control low ground, they might just do enough to book their tickets to Antwerp.
It's just so scary though, especially when you can hear all these audio cues around you. Nebs, Nathan though, managing to carve their way through frontside still. They see D right in front of them. They're gonna punish Gino the moment they tries to run for the body loop. Pablo incredibly injured also, but Nebs hasn't had a chance to look back and get those shots in just yet. Nathan needs some help, but Nebs won't be able to fall back in time. He is going to find another onto Cheatin though. Every single elimination bringing them one step closer to potentially securing that qualification spot. But Nebs, he's not finished. He sees Dreams, he knows the body, but he doesn't get the siphon. It's going to be the Storm takes care of that player instead. Will be utilizing that chug just to buy himself a little bit more time. power just to try stay alive. One placement further, but Winter and Hellfire have held strong here on the low ground. They have
Okay.
Come on. Let's do it. Oh.
Frankie.
We have to wait to find out, but right now, a huge congratulations to Sky and Skrull. They won Major 1 in Glory.
please,
They had
no,
devastation, underperforming and placing third at the summit, and that could drive any duo apart. But this duo are built to bounce back, and not only have they done that, they have done that in dominant fashion, Miniminer.
Unbelievably dominant throughout this weekend. Unbelievably dominant throughout Major 1. So close to claiming that summit title, but they have done it. Back-to-back major titles for the best duo in EU. Over on NA, we've seen the Peterbot era, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sky and Scroll era.
Shivers. I'm getting nervous just thinking about the global championship. Not only did they win Major 1, now they've won Major 2, and we talked about the devastating end to Summit. Let me remind you, they were first place going into the last match. That's 250k for first, and they went down not to second, not to third, to fourth. Dropped down from 250 to 70k, but now they've shown there were doubters. You switch your drop spot, people have been broad reviewing your game, your play style, your strategies. It did not matter. They proved every single person wrong, and now have won the back-to-back majors championship because they are looking like they're at no pole.
Global Championships needs to be ready for Sky and Skull. So let's see who will be joining them in Antwerp, because the leaderboard is ready. We're going to be looking at the top 17. So you can see there, Hari and Cami, never any doubt. From that day one performance, they set up their stall early. Cringe and Twi, huge congratulations to them. Day two wasn't quite as comfortable for them, Miniminer, but they showed that they deserve to make it to their next FNCS LAN.
Yeah, definitely. They're a team to look out for now. They're a team that have cemented themselves as one of the best in the region. Their day one performance will not be forgotten. One bit unbelievable performance from the UK lads right there. Personally so happy to see them in those standings as well. And a big congratulations as well, of course, to iDrop and Gonzo. Gonzo making his first LAN here at the Global Championships. Really happy for them too. Yeah.
It's so exciting. I mean, iDrop and Gonzo, what a performance. I can't wait to see Gonzo on LAN for the first time, Takata.
It's exciting. Just on the first page too, there was 6 out of the 9 already qualified teams, but iDrop, it is going to be very interesting to see how they evolve. It was a bit of a mix-up throughout this weekend, starting off so strong, ending day one in quite literally the opposite way they started. But the good news, Minnie, is they didn't let it get to them. Mental stayed strong. They refreshed after a good night's sleep. They planned out what they were going to do going into day two, and they did exactly enough to qualify themselves to the Global Championship.
Yeah, and it was interesting, of course, iDrop play with... games as well, Frankie, which is great to see.
Yeah, it's really great to see Rax joining Yanis. Rax's first ban, I think he could do incredibly well. This is a player that we're going to be talking about for the next few seasons at least. He's just getting started, and I can't think of a better in-game leader to be teamed up with than Yanis. Yanis.
Con armas azules, ¿no?
By them, but they've just shown how powerful they can be and how strong of contenders they are for that #1 spot, Mini. So we'll see if they can make something happen at Globals.
You know what? Just massive appreciation, massive credit to this duo as well, because yes, they didn't take home the title. Yes, they didn't quite live up to the expectations that people may have had of them, particularly on day one. But what they did give us was so much entertainment. The only realistic team that pushed Sky and Scroll all the way down to that penultimate game of the weekend. They could have just run away with it, realistically, Sky and Scroll, if Shark and Tini weren't there. And a note on Shark as well, you know, realistically, they were the favourites coming into the weekend. This is sort of realistically the first time these guys have been in that position of favourites. And even when they didn't have a good day one, I suppose until that very last game of day one, they still show that they can come back and are worthy of being in that top spot in the region, and worthy of being considered favourites for an FNCS.
Even if you've already qualified for Belgium, you can still enter. So the cinema is going to be getting a sequel. We will see Shark and Tini return. We will see Sky and Scroll try and take yet another victory to dominate the lobby again, as they have this weekend. And we'll see names like Truly and Savage return. Will we see Europe Sweethearts on LAN? You'll have to wait until then to find out. Thank you so much to Levin and Taco for the commentary, to Carter and Mini Miner for your incredible work on the desk, and obviously production. Thanks to our duos. We can't wait to see who will take the last spots, and for you guys for watching. Stick around, because in about 2.5 hours we'll see North America, and who'll be taking that as the champions. But for now, let's sound that horn. Good night.
Pull through it. Facciamo castigati un'altra cappa. Ma si può ne portare?